stars falling endlessly. Tired of keeping my head down, so give me Technicolor. No more living black and white. Rising over the horizon, painting colors in my sky. Changing of the tides, a crash course, one-way ticket right into my life. Now we're falling into orbit, gravity is intertwined. Like constellations in the night, together we can shine. And now we'll never, never, never be apart. Keep you in my heart, 'cause you don't know how hard it is to find someone like you. Only comes along once in a blue moon. You don't know how hard it is to stay away from you. Oh, one of a kind, once in a blue moon, blue moon. A second is all it takes to be with you. A minute is all I need of your time. An hour, a day, a week, or a lifetime. Stay here by my side. A second is all it takes to be with you. A minute is all I need of your time. An hour, a day, a week, or a lifetime. Stay here by my side. How hard it is to find someone like you that only comes along once in a blue moon. You don't know how hard it is to stay away from you. Oh, one of a kind, once in a blue moon. You don't know how hard it is to. You don't know how hard it is to. You don't know how hard it is.
This song was brought to you by
Sunmic Light. Ilawan ng beer sa inuman. Sunmic Light.
For cleaning the skin, Alia's papaya soap, just the good skin. Smells like papaya.
Adam Morelar Lechon Manok. Pasalubong pauwihan. Ginebra San Miguel. Ganadong ganado sa barangay. Inuman sa tapang taong Pilipino. Drink responsibly.
and
O spend mineral water with every thirst.
3, 2, 1, Crumble Mini Biscuits! Let's go! It's time for Crumble Mini Biscuits, Mini Biscuits, Mini Biscuits. It's time for Crumble Mini Biscuits, Mini Biscuits, Mini Biscuits. It's time for Crumble Mini Biscuits for 10 pesos only. It's time for Crumble Mini Biscuits, Mini Biscuits, Mini Biscuits.
Gummies, oh, maple syrup. Made from the sap of maple trees. Putty pancakes, waffles, fresh toast, oatmeal, porridge, and bread. So delicious, sweet. Try gummies, oh, maple syrup. Now available at your A supermarket, Melty Bar, Chai for the store, and supermarkets nationwide.
If PC your completely runs slow, don't brand X processor. Use Intel Core processor, removes PC slow, help render of PC games better. Ideal for videos, photos, streaming. Battery helps improve. Intel Core processor, also of Intel Core i3, i5, i7, and i9. Go buy available now at our PC stores nationwide.
Ngayong bagong taon, bagong kababalaghan, sa atin matutuwa kayo sa sarap, mapapaambatukam kayo dito.
DZEX, anytime, anywhere. Sa bahay man o sa kotse, matutuwa kayo sa sarap, mapapaambatukam kayo dito. DZEX, anytime, anywhere. Sa bahay man o sa kotse, matutuwa kayo sa sarap, mapapaambatukam kayo dito.
Adam Orelar po, maligayang bagong taon mula sa Kasegs ng Bayan, DZEX.
Segs.
Oy, mga bata! Mga bata! Bawal sa inyo to! Story namin to!
Aray ko!
Welcome sa inyong paboritong ka-MMK ng bayan, ka-magpakailanman ng bayan. Welcome to Send Stories on TVH Channel 7. Kita nyo nga naman. Daig kayo ng lola ko.
Aray ko!
Kita nyo nga naman. Naks naman. Daig kayo ng tawag dito ng aking mga kapamilya, kapuso, kapatid. Welcome sa first ever episode ng Send Stories on DZEX. Welcome po sa ating mga kasets ng bayan. We are live on DZEX 10:26 AM. Ito ang ibig sabihin ng sumakabilang istasyon. Ito ang ibig sabihin ng moving from one station to another. Ito ang ibig sabihin nila. So, later on, sasakabilang station ulit ako from AM back to FM. But in the meantime, story time muna tayo. Ito. Pero basta, bawal po ito sa mga bata, okay? Bawal to sa mga bata. And please
Aray
forgive
ko.
me dahil English to. Full on English to, okay? This is full English. And for the next few episodes, of course, next succeeding episodes natin dito sa Send Stories on DZEX, pure Tagalog na siya. Maybe a little bit of English, pero we'll make sure na fully Tagalog yung script. Because of course, pangmasa naman talaga ang ka-Zex ng bayan, di ba? Pati yung mga nagzi-Zex dyan, oh. Kita nyo nga naman, oh. Proud na proud. Pati yung tuwalya, nilagay pa talaga sa labas.
Aray ko!
Hinampay pa talaga doon, no? Hinampay pa talaga doon, no? Basang-basa pa. Ano yan? Ano yan? Galing ba sa bani yan o galing sa pawis? I mean, in all seriousness, eto na. Dear Charo, oh wait, no, sorry. Napapa-dear charo ako dito, Diyos ko. Pero ano na to, nakasanayan ko na siyan sa sa TVH. Pero move on tayo sa TV, dito naman tayo sa radyo. So, this book that I'm about to read is hindi po ito made by yours truly. Hindi ko po ito gawa. Gawa po ito ng aking mga classmates. And I was like, why not i-feature ko tong story nyo dito sa Sense Stories? Why not i-feature ko yung mga ginawa nyo for the grades dito sa Sense Stories? And they were like, no problem. So mahaba-haba to, that's why I told you, hanggang 10 o'clock tayo. Kasi mahaba-haba to. Ilan ba to? Ilang chapter ba to? Chapter 6, 7? Okay, chapter 2. Pero ang daming pages. So, it's a love story. Okay? Love story to, mga ka-DZEX ng bayan. So, of course, pardon us, fully English nga to, kasi requirement siya. This book is called My Universe. And this book is made by Ruby Rose and Stalemate. So, we start off with chapter 1. Munti ko na namang sabihin, Dear Charo. Yoko na. Okay. Ano ba to? Dear Charo, Dear Melchanko? Gusto naman. Okay, here we go. So, start tayo sa chapter 1. Of course, lahat ng mga stories dito sa Sense Stories, kung may simula, meron ding wakas. Okay, so chapter 1 is called Affliction, Affections. Ito na. It's 7 in the morning when the glows of the morning light cast a gentle shadow through the classroom. First subject of the day, and as usual, Nichelle arrived on time. The professor had already started her lesson for the day. The morning breeze brushes the curtains as students scribble on their notes, fills the air until bang! Olive stumbles into the classroom, flinging the door open with ragged breath. The sound made everyone stop on their tracks and stare at the new arrival. Sorry, Olive breathlessly shouted as she bowed her head, nearly sending herself stumbling over for the second time. The professor barely took note of the newcomer and merely waved her hand in acknowledgement. Miss Evergarden, please proceed, said the professor, who resumed writing on the board. Olive smiled, a little embarrassed before she looked around, and she finds an empty seat from where she was standing and slides herself on it. Olive noted that the girl to her right, Michelle Ignacio, gave her a side glance before going back to her notes. Tardiness doesn't look good on you, Evergarden, came the strict voice of the girl with low-hanging curly buns as she scribbled down the writings on the board. At least it makes me look cute, don't you think, Niche? Olive gave a teasing grin before elbowing her seatmate to show playfulness, only to be brushed off with an annoyed groan from Michelle. Olive slumped her shoulders, biting the inside of her cheek before unpacking her bag, then writing down notes of her. Can anyone give me a brief explanation on happiness? The professor turned back to her students. No one? No simple generalized answer? The professor sighed in exhaustion. She insistently tapped her marker on the whiteboard with the word happiness in capital and encircled urgently. Really? No one? I have an idea. Olive grinned from her seat at the back. While her hand was rising up high, the professor smiled. Yes, Miss Evergarden? With a small wave of the professor's hand, Olive stood up from her seat, taking a curious peek at Michelle, who continued to scribble notes to her paper and not paying mind to the other. Olive, however, nervous, cleared her throat and began, and I quote, Happiness, according to the books I've read on Psych 101, is both a positive emotion and a positive evaluation of one's life. For example, she confidently stated as she quickly glanced at Michelle once more before addressing the professor. "I'm happy because I had sushi for breakfast," she grinned. The whole classroom erupted into a fit of giggles. The professor gestured for Olive to continue. "That's my positive response to eating something I like. Happiness. To evaluate the happiness in my life." She swallowed hard. "I look at the people around me, the ones who made an impact on who I am. They are the ones that make me feel happy." Everyone cheered in encouragement, causing Olive to blush. She took one more glance at Michelle to see her reaction. From the way she crunched up her nose to the look of her eyes, it was obvious. Michelle was disappointed, if not embarrassed, of Olive's statement. Olive hastily bowed her head and sat back down. She took one more glance at Michelle. "Sorry, that's a double copy-paste." Writers, fix this. Thank you very much. Imagine that. Sermonario during 10 story.
Aray ko.
Wonderful. It is in fact a state of well-being. These typical emotions that complete happiness are joy, contentment, and satisfaction. It is not necessarily selfish. But as the saying goes, too much of a bad thing is bad. Too much of a good thing is bad too. So too much of something must be, he gestured out to the class, bad. The whole class chimed. Michelle had already tuned out of the discussion, which was unusual for her, but she just couldn't help it. Not when the words of the professor struck a chord. Her pen started to tremble without her realizing it. If doing something too much is bad, and doing too little of it is also bad, then how can she prove that she's worthy of snap? The sudden sound pulled Michelle out of her thoughts. She glanced down at the half-broken pen. A soft gasp from her side, followed by a concerned squeak she didn't pay any mind to. Michelle tried to act calm, and she took out a tissue from her bag and began wiping the spill on her desk. "What happened?" Olive exclaimed with panic in her voice as she quickly scanned Michelle's table. She reached out in an attempt to help the other girl. "Here, I'm fine." The icy tone from Michelle's voice caused a shiver to go down her spine. Not the good kind. Before she could even respond, the professor had dismissed the class. Olive glanced back to Michelle only to realize that the girl had already left. "Good job, Olive." Olive grumbled upon her breath in frustration. Olive bounced up from her seat and ran out the classroom, determined to catch up to Michelle. "Michelle, wait!" she called out, but her voice fell on deaf ears. Michelle continued to walk without looking back, clutching her books tight to her chest. She could feel her cheeks burning, the tips of her ears turning into a light strawberry color. She shook her head, trying to ignore the way her heart raced. Why was she acting like this? Embarrassment? Anger? Fear? For who? That tomboy! Michelle hastily slid into the library. She pressed her back against the wall, clutching her chest in an attempt to steady her breathing. "Why?" she whispered to herself, partially out of frustration. "Just why?" She shook her head vigorously, clapping her hands against her burning cheeks. Why did Olive Evergarden, the famous tomboy of their university, indirectly confess to her in the middle of class? She didn't understand. Why her out of everyone else? A girl who isn't worthy of the attention of someone so kind. It didn't add up. Not for Michelle and her driven for success mindset. Her and Olivia? Absolutely not. She didn't want that. Not with her gender. Not with her mindset. She knows she'll only bring Olive down with her. She doesn't want that. What will they say? What would they do? If they found out, she covered her mouth, her breathing hitching as the burning sensation bubbling in her throat made her want to gag. It hurts. I feel like I'm suffocating. Why does it seem like I'm drowning? Her thoughts were loud, unfortunately so. Even if she wanted to, she can't accept it. Olive shouldn't like her. Her reputation? Bad. Parent situation? Bad. Her financial state? Bad. She couldn't put Olivia through that. Can't let her waste her time to someone who isn't worthy of it. And thus concludes Chapter 1. We proceed with Chapter 2, Loath and Confession. It's a nice Saturday morning in the cafe. It was a perfect day for Nichelle, who was peacefully working until a group of familiar faces came flooding in. Her thoughts went rampant at the dawning realization. The familiar group of students are often seen with Olive, the very same person who she doesn't want to see right now. Oh no. Nichelle hissed to herself as she turned around, eyes glued to the espresso machine. She discreetly peeked over her shoulder just to see whether they did come with Olive. Sure enough, the moment she spotted that familiar pixie cut following behind her made her blood run cold. No one was supposed to know about this. Nichelle is natural. The high-achieving scholar is working a low-income job at a cafe to meet her financial needs, since the parents who were supposed to support her completely ignored her because she left home. For what? Education? For a better future. Her image, at the top of everything, is on the line. Discreetly, Nichelle slipped through the employee-only door and called in to switch with a co-worker named Aljur. About 5 years older and generally nice. Out of everyone, he understood her situation best and let her go through the back to escape, like those black and white sci-fi films. Olive and her parents appeared a second too late to see a fleeing Nichelle and came face to face with her co-worker instead. Yeah, Nichelle thought with hard resolution. She absolutely doesn't want to introduce herself as an employee. Nichelle found herself just behind the cafe. Her breath came in ragged gasps as her hands trembled while they reached for her burning cheeks. She slowly slid down against the dirty wall and pulled her knees to her chest, hugging it very close. Her thoughts ran 1,000 miles per second. All the possible run-ins with Olive and her friends started jumbling in her head, ranging from just a small hello and greetings to absurd mockery and humiliation. Long story short, she didn't want them to see her in such a state. She doesn't want them to see how much of a mess she is right now. Nichelle jerked her head up at the sound of shuffling feet coming from the side of the path, where the dumpster is blocking her view. Nichelle abruptly stood up, turning to the door when... Nichelle froze, Olive froze. Breaths caught in their throat with none of them moving an inch. The slightest sound can disrupt the moment. A moment that can lead to disaster that neither of them were ready for. Oh no. Nichelle's voice quivered quietly. Olive's mind finally caught up to her eyes. Michelle's heart dropped to her stomach. Every calculated move to ensure the safety of her reputation was wasted. What was supposed to be a secret well hidden is now exposed to the sole person she never wanted to see her like this. I was just... Olive stammered. The look on Michelle's face, the way she turned pale, the way her lower lip trembled as if she's being seen without the walls she put up, it didn't feel right. She knows. Michelle's eyes widened as she took a shaky breath, her body rigid, shoulders tense. Why are you even here? Michelle cut her off. An outburst that surprised even herself. Her voice trembled, and it didn't sound like her. It felt like a different person had taken over her. Olive shook her head, slow, deliberate. Mish, I was just looking for Ben. I swear I didn't mean to. Are you here to make fun of me? She blurted out. Michelle's rational part of the brain stopped listening. She didn't see this as an accident. No, this had to be intentional. A choked gasp escaped Michelle's throat as she stumbled back when Olive stepped forward. Olive tried reaching for her, but Michelle swatted her hand away, glaring at her. Don't touch me. Olive looked down at her with a mix of confusion and hurt. Mish, I don't know what I did, but please, let me help. We can fix this together. Fix what? Me? My reputation? Michelle snapped. So that we could be buddy-buddy? So you and your fancy friends can ask for free coffee? So you can keep mocking me? Talk behind my back? She stomped her foot down, digging her nails against her palm. I'm sick and tired of you. You keep acting like we're friends. Well, guess what, Olivia? We're not friends. We weren't even that from the start. Wait, you're mad because of that? Are you crazy? That's all the reason you have to keep pushing me away, Michelle. Olive bit back, her brows furrowing as she stands face to face with Michelle. Yes, and seems a little unreasonable. You're unreasonable. Just get lost. Michelle shoved the other, making Olive stumble back a bit. Olive viewed her gaze, digging the soles of her shoes into dirt. So what if I am? Michelle shook her head out of sheer frustration. It's just wrong. We're not friends, and yet you insist on following me around like a lost puppy? That's pathetic. It's because I like you. Michelle's jaw dropped, her eyes widening in shock. What? She asked breathlessly. Olive's shoulders shook as her eyes softened at Michelle. Breath dragged while the tints of red on her cheeks grew redder. Her confession came out unexpectedly, but she welcomed it nonetheless, like a weight lifted off her shoulder. 1, 2, 3 steps. She looked down at Michelle with a deep frown and began softly. A whisper of her voice reserved only for the one she yearned for. I like you. I have since middle school. When I hopelessly looked for my pen and you dropped it on my table, she reached her hand up, barely brushing Michelle's soft curls. I've liked you since the day you dismissed the forest diorama I made for science to try and hide your laugh because of how ridiculous it looked. Her fingers trembled. She's so close to holding her. All it would take is one step. Just one more step. I like you, Michelle Ignacio. Olive smiled softly. Even if you keep pushing me away, my heart will always long for you. Michelle stood rigid, breath catching in her throat as she felt the ghost of Olive's touch against her skin. She swallowed hard, looking up at her. No one has ever said anything like that to her. It never occurred to her that anyone in their right mind would like her. And yet, Olive was, confessing, seeing, reading her like an open book. For a moment, just for a split second, she thought that maybe she can just be her. Michelle closed her eyes, basking in Olive's reverent touch against her cheek. She almost leaned in. Almost, until a blaring noise interrupted them. No. Olive's eyes widened. No. What do you mean, no? Michelle pulled away from her. Her nose crunched, brows turned, fist clenched. She did a nasty backhanded slap across Olive's face, causing the other to stumble back. Leave. I have no need for someone like you. I would never, ever like someone like you. You disgust me. Olive flinched back, her hand cradling the sting on her cheek before it dropped to her side. Someone like me? Michelle scoffed. You know what you are. Now get. We proceed with Chapter 3, Guilt of a Desperate Fool. On Monday, silence filled the halls with heated disgust and anger. There was something unsettling about it. Something that made Michelle's stomach twist and come inside of herself. She shifted uncomfortably as everything began to press her all around. She wasted no time in running down the halls. Everyone's eyes trailed behind her in such an accusatory way, as if she did something or hurt someone. Michelle flipped herself into an empty class, eyes filled with tears as she pressed her back against the door. She knew why this was happening and she cursed her ego for it. Olive, she whispered to no one. The name sounds like a prayer, a desperate one. I'm sorry. Peeking her head through the classroom door, her eyes scanned the hallway for anyone. Something snapped inside her and did something out of character. She ran out of the school grounds. She sprinted behind the campus as fast as she could as if something was chasing her. Michelle charged through a forest with trees growing larger as she ran. The longer she ran, the darker her surroundings were getting. Destination be damned. Just then, she stumbled over something and came barreling over a heap of grass and dirt. She glanced up when she saw a looming shadow. It was a silhouette of a woman towering over her as she stepped from the shadows. She has a long purple dress that reached her feet and a crooked hat that cast a dark shadow upon her eyes. It's a witch. With a soft smile, her right hand extended out to Michelle as the other held a burning candle that illuminated a soft light. Her voice was like velvet, maternal, reaching Michelle's ears. It's like her whole body mechanically reached for the extended help and stood up. Are you lost, little star? She inquired. Her eyes carefully examined the witch's elegant form, an apparel sort of being that has manifested. She belatedly realized that the sky had grown dark. No, that seemed impossible. It's as if they had turned into night in an instant. It was just a few minutes ago, right? She couldn't have been running for so long. Why is it that she's already under the moonlight? Michelle looked down as she tried to process what was happening. Seeing as she didn't receive a response, the witch pressed on. Do you think you are brave enough to leave this world behind? I can take you somewhere, anywhere, wherever your heart desires. Michelle's whole body had deflated, her eyes softening like it never had before. Her kind smile, her welcoming presence, the sincerity in her words are unmistakable. Whatever enchantment the witch put her under, she was more than happy to succumb. The logical part of her wanted to fight and go back. But does she truly want to go back to the mess she made? To the girl she antagonized? Please, if only I could be a guy, then maybe things would be better for me. Her voice cracked. The need to leave and start anew. The witch placed a hand on her shoulder and offered a reassuring smile. And I shall grant to you. And that one single sentence ignited a fire that Michelle had buried deep down in her heart. She didn't want to keep hiding. She wants to be brave about it, but can't let anyone know about it. I shall grant your desire, the witch said softly with an unwavering smile. Her hand left Michelle's shoulders. For it to be eternal, and sure that you find the happiness you've been yearning for. The candle on her left hand burned brighter than what it did earlier, the blue light illuminating Michelle's expression. Michelle Ignacio. The witch called her name softly. Michelle closed her eyes. The darkness engulfed her sight, and yet it felt as if she's alive for the first time. The words of the witch lingered for a moment longer. Be careful what you wish for, little star. We're now halfway. With Chapter 4, Us Reversed. The morning rays of the sun fell through the window as Michelle slowly stirs awake. At first, she frowns, then stares at the ceiling above, completely dazed. She couldn't piece together how she ended up in her bed when she was just... Michelle's thoughts came to a halt as she frowned once more. The realization that what happened yesterday was too bizarre. She's probably overthinking too much to the point of her thoughts manifesting in her dreams. With a gun, Michelle stood up, feeling groggy. All was normal until she headed to the small bathroom. The moment she glanced at the mirror caused her to pale. What stared back from the mirror wasn't her. It was a guy's reflection. Michelle screamed out, but even the sound of her voice made her flinch. Michelle stumbled as she, or rather he, realized that what happened yesterday was certainly not a dream. If it was, what part of science can explain this? Not Michelle had his back against the tiled wall of the bathroom. Her, no, his wish came true. It wasn't a dream. He smiled from excitement as he looked back at the mirror while he examined his face eagerly. All of his features when he was a girl were still present, but he was much more masculine. Not Michelle zoomed past his morning routine out of excitement. He stepped out of his apartment with his bag as he scanned his surroundings for any signs of differences. He came across the pedestrian lane just in time for the light to turn red. But when he was about to cross, the cars started moving. Not Michelle paused as he belatedly realized that red meant go and green means stop. In a few minutes, Not Michelle was able to arrive at school, and it was just like how it was. Although, unlike in his universe, they didn't seem to bat their eyes at him. Not Michelle took a deep breath as he ventured forward the bustling halls. Due to the large crowd of students, he recalled why he stopped walking in the hallway and detoured somewhere first. Everyone's voices clashed into a cacophony of noises. Although, in the midst of all the buzz, Not Michelle picked up a commonly mentioned name, Olivia Evergarden. I heard Olivia. Evergarden? Oh yeah. Not Michelle couldn't help but feel her stomach swoop just imagining Olive's pretty face again. The thought of a second chance to finally be with Olive made him blush. Nico! Came the voice of someone just approaching from behind. He turned around instinctively and came face to face with a tall boy in a pixie cut. This boy looked exactly like Olive, but more guyish. Though he found it odd how they were all referring to Olive as her standard name rather than just Olive, he still has that annoying smile that makes his heart want to leap out. Hello? Heard from Nicholas Ignacio? Came the teasing voice of the other as he gently poked Not Michelle, Nicholas, to the side. Nicholas swatted the guy's hand as he continued to gape. This isn't what he wished for. Olive? Nicholas stammered and felt baffled with the turn of events. The boy chuckled as he tilted his head to the side in confusion. Yeah? Olive on your commander, sir. Olive made a saluting gesture before erupting into a fit of giggles. Olive's chuckling died in his mouth as he scratched his lips outwardly after seeing that he's only been receiving odd looks from Nicholas. Are you alright? Olive asked in a concerned tone as he saw the other dazed and disoriented. Yeah, I'm fine. The other boy suddenly spoke like usual. Olive watched Nicholas swiftly turn his back at him and stormed away. The boy followed nonetheless like an annoying itch. Despite his mood, Olive couldn't understand why Nicholas was so happy earlier to the point of going out of character and braving through the chaotic hall. It was highly unusual for the boy, and it made his stomach come in jealousy at how someone else could make him that happy. Why are you still following me. Came the sharp voice of the curly-haired boy. He was, obviously, sending glares enough to pierce him like a dagger, but that didn't deter Olive. He swung an arm around the other's shoulders, causing Nicholas to buckle under the weight. Are you free tomorrow? How about getting a drink together? My treat. Olive ruffled Nicholas's hair while still keeping him tucked under his arm. Nicholas's hair is just as soft as Olive had imagined it to be. The other grunted in annoyance as he slipped away from Olive's grasp. Don't act so casually around me. I am not your friend. Nicholas stopped as the image of Olivia's hurt expression suddenly appeared in his mind. The girl looked so hurt when Michelle told her that they weren't friends. Nicholas drew back his tongue and thought for a moment. With a frustrated sigh, Nicholas glanced back at Olive, who was looking at him so intensely. Fine, Nicholas grumbled out and glanced away with a bashful look. Olive visibly perked up and his entire expression lit up like a dog who finally got what he wanted. Really? Great! Let's meet at the nearby cafe tomorrow at 4 in the afternoon. Ring! Came the loud sound of the school's bell, signaling for students to start hurrying into the designated classroom. The entire day resumed as normal as it could. Olive continues to pester and buzz around Nicholas, and in turn, Nicholas tries to tear Olive away. We head over to chapter 5. Love is understanding you. It was a nice Saturday afternoon when Nicholas found himself waiting for Olive. At first, he thought about making a lame excuse to not go, but knowing Olive, he might just visit him instead, which is more embarrassing. It was 4:30 when Olive came bustling into the cafe. Hey! Olive breathlessly said as he slid in a vacant chair across from Nicholas. Tardiness doesn't look good on you, Evergarden. Nicholas paused at the realization of his own words. Olive simply laughed at Nicholas' bashfully turned away. They bought together coffee. They spent several few minutes in awkward silence and occasional small talk which died quickly. This definitely isn't how he expected this day to go. Olive had been fidgeting non-stop while occasionally stealing glances at Nicholas. Maybe the guy was feeling uncomfortable and won't ever invite Nicholas for another hangout ever again. Thanks for inviting me out for coffee, Nicholas spoke in a neutral tone, fidgeting his thumbs under the table while looking out the large glass window. He refused to face the other and show his embarrassingly red face. Huh? Oh, no problem, Nico. I just wanted to hang out with you. Olive awkwardly said before the air between them fell silent again. Unable to take it anymore, Nicholas abruptly stood up and glanced at Olive. The other boy's head snapped up and made eye contact. I'll head out now. It's getting late and I still have some things to do, Nicholas said as he grabbed the unserved latte. Olive's eyes seemed to widen in panic as he grabbed Nicholas's wrist. Wait! Olive hastily said as he stood up, causing the other to flinch. I have something to tell you. Olive continued with a bated breath, while Nicholas eyed him cautiously and seriously. In truth, I invited you out because I wanted to tell you that. Olive chewed his bottom lip as his hand tightened ever so tightly. Nicholas's eyes widened as if he had already figured out what the other would say. Olive took a deep breath, cheeks in the softest tint of pink as his mouth quivered slightly. I like you, Nicholas Ignacio. The words fell out of Olive's mouth, and it felt as if so much weight on his shoulders were gone. He closed his eyes to control his raging heartbeat and reopened them only to see Nicholas's expression. His nose was scrunched up that usually felt when he heavily disliked something. Olive froze as Nicholas wrenched his hand away and hastily stormed out of the cafe. The moment he stepped out of this establishment, Nicholas felt as if the world was blurring too quickly for him to notice. His head was spinning and his steps were wobbling. He couldn't understand why. How could Olympia like someone like him or her? Michelle had done nothing but hurt her, so why? Why is it still the same? Nicholas can't like Olivia back because they were both guys. Why couldn't fate let either one of them be the opposite gender and have a normal relationship? Without realizing it, Nicholas had been bumping into many passers-by, causing scowls and glares sent his way. He couldn't bear to give care when all he wanted to do was get as far away from Olive as possible. Just then, the traffic light turned red and in a shot, he stepped forward. 1, 2, 3 steps, and then, oh, Nicholas! What the hell? Olive screamed out as Nicholas turned and got himself of Olive. Seeing that he wasn't going to receive any response, Olive straightened up as well and took hold of Nicholas's shoulders, then gently shook him. Nicholas, answer me! What's up to your mind to suddenly go off and cross the street on a red light? Do you really hate me to the point of wanting yourself dead? Olive exclaimed, causing some passers-by to stare. Nicholas gritted his teeth as he sawed Olive's head again. In an all too familiar fashion, the man stumbled back a bit, hurt at how drastic Nicholas was acting. Nicholas swirled around, ready to disappear in the crowd of people when Oliver caught his hand. Why are you being like this? Olive asked weakly. Nicholas could feel the man's hand trembling as rage swelled up. He gritted his teeth and yanked his hand away. Just leave me alone, Oliver. Nicholas, what did I do wrong? I'm just so Why is it so hard to love you? Nicholas yelled out in indignation as tears rolled down his cheeks. Oliver recoiled, shocked at hearing such words from Nicholas. It's so hard to be with you without needing to worry about what others think. Nicholas choked out between tears. Is that what you're worried about? What about the others that will think about us? There isn't a reason for us to be concerned about them. Olive snapped as he carded his hands in his hair in disbelief. You just don't understand what it feels like to be alone. Nicholas pointed an accusing finger at Oliver as he continued. You may know how to fit in, but I don't. I'll drag you down with me. They will be disgusted by you if they ever see you with me. A dawning realization hit Oliver as Nicholas resumed on. You'll just grow to resent me, and I don't want that. You don't deserve someone like me who abandoned his own parents and can't even prove himself to anyone. Nicholas's voice cracked as he thought. You can't expect others to accept you, but you can't even accept who you are, okay? You'll never be able to learn how to be happy if you continue to please others in order to be accepted. The thoughts on you don't matter when you're happy and you're not doing anything wrong. Olive started with a trembling voice. As Olive finished, as he buried his face in Nicholas's hair, quote, I like you for who you are, yes, but I can't make you like yourself. I will always find a way to love you no matter where or what you are. Gender be damned. I don't need you to be happy for me, Nico. I want you to be happy for yourself, for your achievements and accomplishments. Of course I'll be proud, but that pride should come to you first. Something snapped in Nicholas as he listened carefully to what the other boy had to say. All those things he'd been holding on for so long felt like it was being lifted little by little with the realization years of the desire to prove others wrong was slowly dissipated in the comforting and warm hug of Olive. Without realizing it, Nicholas collapsed further in Olive's grasp as he broke down in a fit of tears. For the first time in years, Michelle felt like all of the knots of anger and sadness in her heart started to unfurl one by one. Her head was aching from crying, but it felt good to release these hurts. For the first time, She didn't care what the bystanders thought as the two of them started out. But then, the smell suspicion started to go blurry as her head felt too light. From crying maybe? Everything started to dull out, and the warmth of Olive's hug felt like it was slipping away too quickly. Then, a distant whistling ignited, followed by an amused maternal chuckle. And now we proceed with the last few chapters of the story. With chapter 6, The Time Before. Michelle gasped and jolted up from her bed. She looked around, trying to shake away the pain that grasped in her heart, the panic, the anxiety. All of it overwhelmed her. She grit her teeth, eyes ablaze as she pushed up the pristine, cushioned chair. Seriously? She screamed. What's wrong with my wit? I wouldn't be the guy. Only me. The wit, ever so voice, appeared behind her with her grin. Correction. Wish that you could be a guy. I searched for the closest possible thing to transfer you to without, well, melting your brain. Michelle's eyes twisted as the witch spoke to her in a way that made her seem like a child. How old does she think she is? My lady! The familiar voice. Outdoors? A flicker of hope ignited in her as she raced towards the door, her skirt catching under her heels. She yelled, face planted on the floor. What is this? She screamed, trying to somehow crawl away from the puff-up skirt she's in. She turned around, causing the hoop skirt to rip up and force her to stumble again. The witch giggled, gently waving her hand as a gust of wind lifted Michelle up the stairs. She swallowed hard. What? Where? This? She looked down. Her dress was beautiful cut hair. Her hair was messy curls. Even her nails looked messier than her makeup. Olive! Michelle realized, looking around. Where is she? Where did you take me? Her emotions mixed all inside her. She once more shot a deadly glare at the witch who had been watching her with a soft smile all along. Why did you take me away? You weren't happy. The witch heard. I am. Your heart isn't. She paused. It isn't? I'm taking Michelle Ignacio, she said softly. What? Michelle frowned. The witch winked her under her hat. Once, twice, we don't know. Oh! She smiled. Did I forgot to mention the timer? She smiled cheekily. Whoop! Whoop! Toto! The witch waved her hand. In a mere second, she burst into a fit of bubbles. Michelle wanted to chase her into whatever plane she had gone to until Algor began knocking again. My lady, he had called her out urgently. She appeared at the door, winked as the heel clicked on the floor. I'm here. She turned the knob, holding it out to reveal her cafe co-workers wearing fancy trousers, hair sleeked back like Heath Leonardo DiCaprio. She visibly relaxed, but the edge of concern was still evident. Emily, you worried me. Michelle frowned, looking away. Sorry, I fell off the bed? Alger raised his brow. Wearing that? Yes. Alger shook his head, grabbing her shoulders. No time for that. Your parents have been waiting for you at the ballroom. Her eyes widened and parted. Me? My parents are here? And we proceed with the continuation of it. His expression softened when the night met his eyes. A quiet understanding passed by now. Alger turned back to the cell and smiled reassuringly. Go. Your parents won't mind. The moon shone over her path, guiding her through the village with a pale silver light. The air was crisp, laced with the scent of bread that drifted the closest she got. She placed down her heels and put them on. She slowly approached, feeling the modest and warm presence around it despite the chilly air. A humble storefront with wood-paneled walls, its windows glowing dimly from an oven still alive inside. Straightening her skirt, her hair, and breathing heavily as she stood in front of the bakery door, Michelle curled her hands to a fist before hastily fixing herself. It was her turn to show Olive that she deserved to be loved as well. Putting on a brave front, Michelle lifted her fist up in mock. "Coming!" called Olive's familiar voice. God, she was that. Not that she didn't like the deep voice from the previous universe, she just missed the high pitch on Olive's voice. She can't let that happen. Not when she has everything now. And the only thing is, bakery doors swung open, and Mel hiding behind the evidence. "May I help you?" Olive asked quickly. "Isn't there a ball being hosted in your honor?" Michelle slowly nodded. Her heart jumped in her chest. "I have something to tell you." Olive raised a brow. Quote, "Yes, I like you." She was cut off when she had such a look in Olive's expression. "What?" Olive laughed in disgust. That's just wrong. Why would you, a lady like me, a simple daughter of a baker, and the fact that we're both..." She made a face as she continued. "That's not how it goes." Michelle felt her heart drop to the pit of her stomach. "What?" Her eyes wide, not believing what she's hearing. "I don't like you." Those steady, unwavering words from Olive made Michelle's words catch in her throat. She gestured to the kingdom, not to the word. "You understand?" Michelle remained quiet, her heart broken in her door. "Oh," she said repeatedly. "I see." She swallowed hard, fighting the tears in her eyes. Michelle dragged her feet across the table. By that point, it was now the final chapter. The great revolution. Under the moonlight, she glowed, the tiny shadow falling into her skin, making it raise the hairs on the back of her neck. This was how it all started. But worse, much worse. "I did warn you." The witch's gentle voice came from behind. "Why did you bring me here?" The witch hummed. "Why did I bring you here?" The answer is obvious, replied Nasha. "It always has been. Don't you agree?" Michelle slowly got onto her feet, her body too heavy. "Failed," she thought. "But look at me. No, you're trying." Looking for happiness. Others did. She looked at me and found. "Come." He reached a hand to her. "The end of the road isn't this, child. It's only the end of the road, and we don't change for the better." He helped her stand, lifting her skirt upward. Michelle, meanwhile, her eyes blanked as she stared at the ground. "I can't," the witch reported. "You can't." With a wave of her hand, the forest disappeared and came the black void. "Michelle," the witch called, "money can't buy you happiness." He gently tabled her chin up. "It can buy what makes you happy, but that is only fleeting. True happiness must come from you." Michelle relaxed, the maternal presence of the witch soothing her as a bright light, and she saw Olive standing in front of Michelle's locker that's riddled with its thoughts and curses. "She's still willing to fight," the witch giggled playfully. "Will you take the chance and give it, or stay and wallow in pity?" Michelle's eyes remained on Olive as she continued to clean her locker. As she smiled, appeared on her expression. Despite everything, Olive still cared. This time, more sympathy. With no step, Michelle walked towards the light where Olive stood. to go home. So I home. That's what we go. Time flows by the Michelle walked into the guidance office. The guidance counselor smiled and greeted her. How's the student counselor going? Never better. Just setting up supplies or files before I head out. She smiled softly. The guidance counselor smirked. Out of the date again? Michelle laughed. I see something to do this week anyway. Here, we're done. Pick your bag up and rush it. Bye. He dashed out of the office and spotted a three-foot chair with ice crystals and up behind her. Boom! Ah! I don't know why this. There we go. The last page. Olive whipped around, eyes shot wide before it curved in the light. You rascal! She laughed and ruffled her hair. You're really jilly today, she said fondly. Michelle smiled, hugging her side with a lazy shrug. So, my turn for me? Olive said. I'll take you up to that. They pull away and link their arms together, falling out of her face. Did you do what you needed to do? Michelle smiled softly. Yeah. The hallway filled with quiet chatter of students leaving class. The locker room, all the excitement, curses and mockery. Inside Michelle's locker lay a candle, illuminated with a soft azure glow, which gave the stuff inside an eternal beauty. There was her Physics 101 book, the hair clip that Algor bought for her, and a picture of her and Oliver, attached to the door of the locker. To you, my love, my universe. And that was the story tale of a lifetime. Now, many people actually think, before I started sharing stories, you're good at reporting. You're good at storytelling. Why not you actually have the idea of creating an actual storytelling show? And there came some stories. And just to let everyone know, I am not just reading a digital copy. Well, actually, there is no digital copy. This is a physical copy. And I wanted to show it to you right now, despite of the mere fact that the lights here are not that very bright. So this one right here is the book that I just read for you. And as you can see, it does written by Ruby Rose and Stalemate. And those are my two classmates. And there are also the details here at the back. Actually, I do have some merch, but it's literally on my ID, which I cannot show it to you. But nonetheless, this one is an actual good story tale. And if in case you wanted to see the characters, I'll show them to you, the characters. So this one right here, I believe, this curly girl is Michelle. The one right here is, I believe this one is Olive. Yeah, this one is Olive. So this is both Michelle and Olive. And we have here, by the end of the book, we have here a black and white. Colorful. Not necessarily colorful, while it is still black and white, it still has a very colorful story that we have told to you. And it was indeed a very spectacular story. And yes, it is an LGBT story. It is a girl's love story. No questions asked. And I literally told the same author, who are actually my classmates, I told them, do I have the permission to read your story? And I was like, they were like, go ahead, do your thing. The book fair is over. You can now do whatever you want with this book. And so here we are. Perfect timing with the debut of 10 stories. Before we conclude 10 stories tonight, some acknowledgement. First and foremost, the authors of the book, My Universe, which is, I believe, from a group known as Stellar Story. Stellar Story. And also, I would like to thank the following people in the media industry, Ms. Charo Santos Concho of Maala Alam Mo Kaya, as well as Ms. Mel Tiangco of Magpakailanman. And that's all I would like to give some acknowledgement. Coming up next week on 10 Stories, we will now push through with the stories that our boss has given to me. And I believe the next story has something to do with former Senator Bong Revilla. We have decided to delay the contractor story because there has been recent developments and we will have to change the script again. So join us again next Friday and every Friday here on DZEX 1026 from, we're now going to revise the slot now because a lot of you peeps are probably wondering a 30-minute show is not going to be enough. We're going to make it a 45-minute show. So send stories on DZEX beginning next week, next Friday from 9:15 all the way till 10 o'clock in the evening. Again, that's 9:15 all the way till 10 o'clock in the evening. And speaking of 10 o'clock, we have now reached to the close of 10 stories, as I'll now have to start preparing to work on the other side of the aisle for TWC and subsequently Kabayag, in which I have announcements to make as well, including an official statement in which we're going to release later on during the airing of TWC. I hope you'll join me later on at 10:30 on Cool FM. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the start of your weekend. We'll see you later in half an hour. In the meantime, we are now officially closing down the library. Ito po si DJ Sen. Nagpapaalalang ikaw ang bida sa kwento ng iyong buhay. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Here inside my loneliness, I have seen your face.
This song was brought to you by
Ano mo relar lechon manok? Pasalubong pauwihan.
Kung pagod ka sa trabaho, i-PA Cola mo na yan. Mabibili sa lahat ng groceries at tindahan na malapit sa inyo.
O spend mineral water with every thirst.
Free Apple Telecom. Enjoy the 5 gigabytes of data freebie when you switch to Free Apple Telecom. Saan man sa bansa, malakas ang connection.
and
TGF Aircon on Healthy and Filter from Clean of Aircon. Available of TGF Appliances stores nationwide.
DZEX 1026. DZEX 1026.
Come on, Jim. Up. Here we go. That's the shit I like to see. Give me another one. Come on. That's right. Now we're getting some muscle on you. Keep going, String Beat. Up.
You too could be the next to get trained by Clayton Carmine. Join hard and firm gyms, win a private session with Carmine promo. When you join any basic plans at participating outlets, you'll get a raffle ticket for your chance to win a private training session with Clayton Carmine from Gears of War. You'll even get the chance to win other great prizes like the 1-to-1 helmet replica and even a special digital copy of Gears of War Reloaded for your PC. So head on down to your nearby hard and form gym and sign up today. Plans start at 999 pesos all in. But hurry, quotes are limited. Thousands will enter, few will win. Are you the next one in?
Attaboy. Now let's give those noodle arms a break.
Terms and conditions apply. See website or poster for details. Promo valid from January 1st through February 28th, 2026 per DTIFTEB number 10353 8 series of 2026.
Alam niyo ba sa buong mundo, isa sa pinakamaliit